All right, welcome back. It is the Vegas Take, Sharp and Shapiro. So glad you could join us. We got Chris Wynn in studio as well on a Wednesday. A reminder, coming up in hour number 3, the WNBA has a new CBA, which I do not agree with at all. But Ariel Chambers from the Bleacher Report will be joining us and stating the case why. Obviously, it's a good thing for WNBA players, but I just don't agree with it. So we'll talk about that coming up in hour number 3. Also, the Red Sox firing their coach, Alex Cora. Wow, what a big cheating scandal in Major League Baseball. We will get to that. My favorite guy, Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm, went nuts on some autograph seekers last night, and we have the audio to prove that. It's really funny. So a lot more stuff to get to in this show. But, I got a phone call from one of these gentlemen that are in studio right now, and I got an email, and it was in regards to an event, Veterans in Politics event, which is going to be taking place. And by the way, this is the 5th event that they've done. And it's going to be taking place in February, I believe Saturday, February 8th. And what this is, it's an event to help raise money for charity and help our veterans. And anytime I hear anything, and I mean anything, that involves our veterans in helping veterans, the men and women in uniform, the heroes who risk their lives for this country, I want to be a part of that. And I was asked to MC it, and I'm honored to be able to do that. Truly honored to be able to do that. Sheriff Bill Young is also going to be a speaker there. I know Andre Agassi is a part of this as well. He's bought a table at this event. So the gentlemen we have in studio right now, Steve Sanson and Robert Madoff, the two guys who put this whole event together, joining us in studio. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you for asking me to MC this event, because it's truly an honor and a privilege to be around so many men and women. And I think the one thing that I really want to convey is, I get to wake up in the morning and do what I love to do for a living every day, and have the freedom to be able to call people morons and idiots on the air. JD and Chris can attest to that.
It's very, very special, and he's extremely proud of that.
Yes, but the only reason why I'm able to do that is because of those brave men and women who risk their lives so that I can have the freedom to do that. I will never forget that. And we have a lot of veterans, actually, that call into this show. I mean, every day, guys, right? We have people that say, I served here and there, and I don't care what their political beliefs are. Right. I always thank them for their service, and quite frankly, they're all heroes. So tell me a little bit about your organization, and tell me a little bit about this event and how this all came together, because this is the 5th year, right?
Right. Veterans in Politics is a nonprofit. And what we do, there's a lot of veterans group out there that sends care packages to veterans that do their disability claims. We wanted to do something different. So what we do is we champion legislations for veterans' rights, such as the Veterans Court, which is one of ours, Protecting Service-Connected Disability Benefits, which is another one of ours as well. We also expose public corruption, which there's
plenty of that going around, isn't there?
Oh,
don't even get me started there.
That keeps us busy to no end. You wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
And we also endorse candidates for elected seats. We put them out there. We videotape them. We have a panel that asks a series of questions, and we really get the public involved in the going to the polls, which is another thing they could do. If they can't wear the uniform and serve, they could go to the voting booth and vote for good candidates that's going to represent the people.
I think that's awesome. How much money have you been able to raise throughout your organization? Could you share that with us? How much have you been able to raise to help these veterans?
Well, I got to be honest with you, Brian. The only fundraiser we have is this Valentine's Day ball, and we do it every other year. And the reason why we do it every other year is to get candidates involved and to get candidates to come down.
I see. Yep.
And so the veterans could see the candidates and be able to make an excellent decision when they go to the voting booth. But throughout the year, it's just, it's individuals here and there that help put monies in.
And my understanding is Andre Agassi has made a large donation to this, and he's a part of it as well. He bought a table to this event, which is going to be taking place again Saturday, February 8th. 5 to 6 p.m. And this is, by the way, the Railhead. I've seen some great concerts, by the way, at that venue. That's at Boulder Station. Fun casino. I've been there many a times. So 5 to 6 p.m., you'll have a cocktail hour, and then dinner is served at 6 p.m. It's $125 per person. If you'd like a table, Andre Agassi has bought one of those tables. It's $1,000, seats 8 people. And Sheriff Bill Young, who eventually we'll have on the show before this event, is going to be there, one of the guest speakers. Boy, I would have a lot of questions to ask him. I thought he was a great sheriff, by the way. I really do.
He was a great sheriff.
Nothing against Lombardo, but I thought Sheriff.
Well, Gillespie came before Lombardo.
Yes, I do. But I think Young did a fantastic job. I really did. I thought he was one of my favorite sheriffs since I've been in Las Vegas. So this is a pretty cool event, and you're going to have some guest speakers. And like I said, I'm honored to be the MC to this event to help veterans. How many veterans do you think are going to be at this thing?
Well, normally we get about somewhere around 50.
Oh, that's good. That's a good turnout. Yeah,
somewhere
that's
around
good.
50.
So when you see some of the issues that face veterans, when you see some of the issues, not getting proper health care, struggling back into the workforce, PTSD, it's horrible, right? These are the people that we need to take care of. So can you talk to me a little bit about that and how your organization helps some of these veterans in these types of situations?
Well, the PTSD comes in all forms, Brian. And when a veteran goes to combat or goes overseas and wears the uniform and comes back to the United States, they want some type of a level of care, and that's one of the reasons why we did the Veterans Court to treat veterans for PTSD instead of incarcerate them, instead of locking them up. I could remember years ago when the Pence and Trump was running for the presidency. I asked Mike Pence, what is a Trump-Pence administration going to do?
You met Pence?
I have, yes.
You had a conversation with him?
I had a conversation.
Was this in Las Vegas?
It was. It was in Henderson, actually.
So you were able to speak with him?
I was. It's on video. It's on YouTube, by the way.
Wow.
And I asked him, I said, what is a Trump-Pence administration going to do to help treat veterans instead of incarcerating them? Because as of right now, as of that time,
that's a good question.
As of that time, the survey was there was about 175,000 veterans that were in state and federal prisons, and a lot of it has contributed from when they were in combat, from when they served.
Of course.
But in the same token, I really didn't get a clear answer what they were going to do. I really didn't, but I know that they've been helping veterans all through the administration now. But coming back, fast forward, when a veteran goes to family court, they're not the same when they left.
Right.
And when they go to family court, the wife can't handle them, or vice versa, the husband can't handle them if it was a female veteran, and they bank accounts get cleared out, and children get misplaced, and the apartments and house get emptied. And what Veterans Politics is trying to do is trying to help those veterans as well to go through the family court system, because a lot of them can't afford it, and veterans it just amazes me the kind of trauma that happens.
I can't even imagine some of the stuff.
And then they lose their families as well.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
And then you have judges that don't. If
there's any
don't
judge
move them along,
that should take the side of anybody in society, I don't care what the color of your skin is, I don't care how much money you have, it should be our veterans, the men and women that risk their lives for this country. If you're just joining us, Steve Sanson and Robert Madoff are Veterans in Politics event. They run their Veterans in Politics Foundation. This event, $125 per person, or you can buy a table for $1,000. It's going to be February 8th, Saturday. Honored to be the MC for this event. Sheriff Bill Young will be one of the guest speakers, and I would imagine there'll be more speakers as well.
And so is this $125 for veterans as well as the public, or what's the price for veterans that want to attend this?
Yeah, that's a very good question. First of all, when Veterans in Politics asked me to be the chairperson, I was honored, just as you, Brian. I have a lot of respect for the military. What we're trying to do, we're trying to get as many sponsorships and donations from people like Andre Agassi, Michael Gahn, from the South Point.
South Point owner, yeah. He does a lot of great things for charity in this town, by the way. And actually, he helped my friend get a job recently, by the way. Oh,
really?
Yeah, he's a really good dude.
And he does good business in general.
Yeah, he's a really good guy.
Actually is. I've known him for about 25 years.
And by the way, there are some, not to get into this, but there are some casino owners in town that do not treat people the same. And I'll even go further without mentioning any names. There are some sports organizations in this town that are not exactly charitable. Let's just put it that way. I won't go further than that. By the way, I'm not talking about UNLV. I'm talking about professional franchises. You can say who I'm talking. You can think who I'm talking about. Go ahead.
And just to add to that, I started the ice hockey program here 29 years ago as a volunteer, and I was instrumental in numerous events, high-profile hockey events. And we did approach the professional hockey team here, and they gave us a stick. which it was, you know.
All right, well, you brought that up, not me. Since you bring that up.
Yes, I am going to bring it up.
Was it autographed at least?
It was autographed,
Okay.
but here's the kicker with the new now Las Vegas Raiders. You know, the thing is that we heard that they were great charitable and everything, and correct me if I'm wrong. Did they not get $775 million free to have that stadium
I believe
built?
they did, yes.
Yeah, they
So
did.
they should actually be putting something back into the community.
Yeah.
And we were expecting like a donation for a table, as Mr. Agassi and Mr. Gahn did, and a number of other
Two
people.
great guys. Again, I can't emphasize that enough. Agassi's done so many great things for this town. So hold on, let's rewind here for a second. This is unbelievable. So you're telling me this is this is 100% for the veterans, and you reach out to the Vegas Golden Knights,
Yes.
and you're telling me the only thing they send back to you is a hockey stick?
Yes.
And this can get sticky, guys, because
Well,
Bill Foley, by the
no
way, is
pun
a West
intended.
Point guy, right?
Yes, he is.
So you would think that that organization would be very partial.
That's actually very
to
surprising.
anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a West
Did you
Point
guys
guy.
reach out to UNLV? Did they give you more? Or did they do?
No, we did not reach out
Okay.
to UNLV, but in terms of the Raiders, and I'll make this quick, basically what we asked for them was a table or a signed jersey, a signed helmet.
something you can make money and and
value.
Right.
They gave us a $29.95 bobblehead. This is it's in the mail right now. I think it costs more to mail than it does that we're going to get it auctioned off.
I mean, I'm laughing, guys. I'm laughing
It's
because
sad.
this is
That is-
ridiculous.
well,
Instead, you would
okay?
cry.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna listen.
Now,
After
who did you have the conversation with?
I forgot. I've got the gentleman's name on my phone. I can.
well, listen.
Because I doubt it was Mark Davis.
we don't have
No,
to.
it wasn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
We don't have to
I
say-
feel like Mark Davis may not even understand what this is.
We don't have to say the name, but let me just leave it at this. October 1, yes, we came together. I like the way the Vegas Golden Knights worked with the community, but you need to continue to do that, okay? This isn't, okay, we had a horrible tragedy where 58 people lost their lives.
Right.
You need to continue to work with the community. Explain to me why a guy like, and maybe Foley doesn't know about this. We don't know. But if somebody came to Bill Foley and said, hey, can you give us $1,000 for this event? And you talked about this event. I can't imagine Foley wouldn't do it. There's somebody within the Knights organization that you spoke to that did not do their job. This should have gone up to the top. This is a great event. Veterans are a huge part of not only our community, but our country and why it is the way it is. And I'm really saddened to hear that. So you're saying the Raiders didn't exactly respond the way you would have liked either?
Absolutely not. And I know that we're a limited time here, but those out there listening here, on Mr. Shapiro's show.
Well, it's not just my show.
Not
JD's
your
show.
I'm sorry.
Sharp and Shapiro. That's okay.
Sharp and Shapiro.
Yeah,
I
that's
used
all
to listen to you guys when you guys used to do the sports show as well.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. But seriously, if for the vets, we need sponsorship. We need donations so we can get as many military veterans to come to this ball as we can. We want to
Give out the information. How do people contact you guys?
You can contact Mr. Steve Sanson. He's the president of Veterans in Politics at 702-283-8088. And myself, Robert Medoff, at 702-449-1554.
Now, does the organization lean any particular direction politically, or is it kind of right in the middle, unbiased? There is no Republican or Democrat.
We're nonpartisan.
Okay,
We're nonpartisan. But a lot
That's
of
a breath
veterans.
of fresh air.
But a lot of veterans is registered
Sure.
different parties
Right.
as we go along. But I also would like to say that we not only veterans we help civilians that are loving veterans, civilians that probably had a brother that served or a mother that's in, or civilians that probably had some type of ailment that didn't allow them to join the military,
Of course.
but they carry the veterans in their heart. So we help those people
and
as
you're
well.
also sitting next to someone that served as well. Chris Wynn served as well. And
what branch?
This
Army.
Thank you for
Former
your,
Army,
thank you for
yes,
your
sir.
service.
Yeah. So is there? So by the way, all of the information on this event is on our Twitter page at the Vegas Take. If you want a little bit more information, and is there anything before we break? Is there anything that we have not covered that you think is important that you want to get out to the listeners?
Well, if they want to go to veteransinpolitics.org, they could go ahead and click on the donation button, and they could go ahead and order the tickets from there, or they could go to Eventbrite as well. But one thing I also would like to say to everybody that's listening, that this is a very important election out there, and judicial candidates are extremely important. Judicial candidates affect your life immediately. I need people to pay attention, judicial candidates. I need attorneys out there that have 10 years practicing law to go and file for judge, and don't let a lot of these bad judges run unopposed.
Right. No, I think you're right. I think you're right. And by the way, all these veterans, they fought for our freedom to be able to make those kind of decisions and
Absolutely.
vote. I think that's very, very important. Okay, here's the most important question. So you gave me this Veterans in Politics Foundation shirt, which I will wear proudly. Is this a tuxedo event? As an MC, should I wear a tuxedo? Or do I wear this shirt? It is your choice.
It's a tuxedo event.
Okay, so I'm going to rent a tuxedo.
Or a suit and tie.
I'm going to rent a tuxedo. I think the last time I wore a tuxedo was my high school senior prom. Yeah, it's been a while.
Can you wear that beanie?
No, I will not be wearing a beanie.
No beanies?
I will shave my head and I will be clean cut. No, but in all seriousness, it's an honor and a privilege to be able to MC this thing.
We appreciate you doing this for us, Brian. And I also like to add, we're going to have Kevin Wall that's going to be a presenter.
Okay, cool. I know
well.
Kevin. Yep, I used to work with Kevin.
And then we're going to have an individual by the name of Jesse Law is going to do the national anthem.
Cool.
And then we should have some ROTC folks that are going to be doing the colors.
Good, and
So it should
and
be
the
a great
former
event.
sheriff and the former sheriff will be there as well, which is great. And I think you mentioned a couple of the names of people that have already bought tables. I think if you're a Sheldon Adelson, I don't care who you are, if you have a lot of money in this town, do us all a favor.
You know, I would actually talk to Derek Stevens.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I would have that
there's
conversation.
a lot of people you could reach out to. That's the point I'm trying to make,
Right.
and hopefully, I would hope the Vegas Golden Knights would get a little bit more involved than sending you a hockey stick. Maybe they could send you a new hockey coach. I'm sorry, that was a horrible joke. But anyway, gentlemen, Steve, Robert, thank you so much for joining us in studio. Really appreciate it.
I like to say again, thank you guys for having us on. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And we do thank you very much from the bottom of our heart.
No reason to thank me. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to be there and MC this event. I can't wait. I look forward to it, and I can't wait to meet all these men and women, all these heroes.
And one more thing I would like to say, Brian. Semper Fi to all the Marines out there. Hoorah, Devil Dogs!
I like
Nice.
that. I like that. All right, gentlemen, I can't wait to see you February 8th, and we'll talk more about this before the event starts.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have some breaking news, and it has to do with articles of impeachment. We will talk about that coming up next. You're listening to The Vegas Take right here on the all-new 101.5 FM, 720 AM, KDON.